All right, hey there. So, back at the park here in Koreatown, there's going to be some ambient noise, so I apologize ahead of time, but this is what I have to deal with, and especially until I learn how to modify some of these features and stuff. So, bear with me, and hopefully, the content will override the distraction. So, I got a baseball team in the background here, high school playing. I got kids playing, people playing basketball, people over on the exercise stuff. So that's what we got here. All right, so today I didn't really have to think about my content, but it just sort of happened. And I'll just say that as I rebounded yesterday and felt fantastic, today was somewhere between the super crash of the other day, and which was Wednesday, and then the up yesterday that was pretty good. I'm in between. So this is this is a day in the life that I want to show you of how the more challenges while you're living out of your car and homeless when you have chronic illness, the amount of extra spoons, as we say in spoon theory, which is just the kind of identification of the amount of energy. You have a limited amount of spoons in a day. You use these spoons in order to represent energy that you do to do your normal day-to-day tasks, whatever that may be, even fun stuff. So when you have less of those on a day of flare, like I do today, you're not going to get as much done. Sometimes it's all about just survival and getting through the day. Today was more than basic survival, but in general, I was just riding it out. And it means you got to find a space to put yourself, which I planted myself in the shade over here at the park. It's now almost 4 o'clock, so the sun just feels great. It's still pretty warm. It was about 80 degrees today. So today I just did some simple exercises, nothing, just qigong, nothing. I'm really gonna take things back a little bit, just for now, and see where, how that affects me. But all right, so what do I want to talk about today? So my morning started as usual. I leave the parking lot around 6 a.m. because we got to be up around 5:45, 6 to get out of the parking lot. And then I drive down the road and I pull up to this little spot that I know that's in front of a recreation center. It's quite secure and safe, seemingly. And I pull some things out of my car, and then I rearrange it so I can lay back down in my car and go back to sleep for like an hour or so, depending. So I did that same thing today, and what I did was I have a water container that, it's about $20. I've had a bunch over the years, but it has a little spout on it, and I fill that up each day at a reverse osmosis place, and that's how I get my water, because I have to be more careful about the water intake I have based on my kidney disease. And in addition, it's just better in general, and it's the cheapest way. So it's a kind of never-ending process of filling that water up, having that container. I put the container on the back of my hitch rack that I have there on my cooler and everything. And even when I did this, I sort of had the thought, and I don't know if you ever did this, if I leave my keys there, I'm gonna forget them. If I put my wallet down, I'm gonna miss it. I put that out there and I said, it's 6 a.m., people have been so good here, no one's gonna pick up. It was full, so it's about 20 pounds, I don't know, 2.5 gallons in it. So I'm waking up, I put it out there, but I was like, maybe it'll get taken, hopefully not. Who's gonna steal water, right? I was more thinking, would somebody come by and contaminate it? I mean, even that was a stretch, really. So I'm sleeping, I'm waking up, it's probably around 7:30 a.m., and I feel this, like, the car shake. I'm like, geez, did somebody just hit me? Because it's a busy street. No, nobody hit me. I kind of just blurry-eyed get up and look around, and I see this guy like grabbing off the back. He was lifting off. There was so much weight in the water, enough to shake the car when he pulled it off the rack. So he's doing that. He's on his bike, he pulls up his hoodie, and he starts riding down the road like shakily because it's heavy, and he's not a big guy. And I start going, hey, and yelling, and he turns back. He's looking if anyone's chasing him, and for a momentary thought, I go, okay, You know this isn't a big deal. It's not worth it. But then the part of me that's still a part of me, and this is what I want to talk about, as much as I talk about Zen, my meditation, and all this stuff I've done for years, and really not having the emotion of anger often or rage. Well, it wasn't about that. I wanted to catch this guy. And it's stupid. I get out, bust out of my car in my Crocs, leaving everything in it, hit the lock button, and I haven't run unless chased by a knife in Albuquerque last year. I shouldn't laugh, but it was it ended okay, but I was chased by a mentally ill person at a park with a knife. So another story for another day. But what happened is I started chasing him down, and I'm sprinting, and I was feeling like crap already in the morning. So I sprint down there, and I wasn't gonna get near him. I get around the corner, I look around a couple places, and lungs are burning. I realize how out of shape I am, and I'm not in any sort of sprinting condition at all, let alone long walks. So I come cruising back to my car. It should have been over then, but again, stupid decision number 2. No worries. And stupid decision number 2. I get in the car, start the car, and I'm like, I'm gonna go find his ass. Yeah, and I'm gonna go, what am I gonna do? I knew what I was gonna do. Let's just say I have a history of not being as calm, and I admit this. And I also believe in righting a wrong. Not always smart, especially over something that costs $20 and it's just an inconvenience, an annoyance. I drive around the streets for about 30 minutes, all around weaving through like I'm on patrol. Ridiculous, stupid. But I was determined. Even as I'm doing this, I'm like, you're an idiot. What are you gonna do? Let's say I find him. I'm pretty sure I could have, taken this back from this individual. I have my mace that I carry. It's probably right with me here. I just set it down. I have my mace, mostly for pit bulls and dogs that are aggressive, but, for safety. I have my alarm on my keychain, and I have my knife, whatever, but I also have been in my scraps. It doesn't matter. First of all, what's it gonna teach the guy? He probably needed the water more than I did. Second of all, he could have a knife, he could stab me. You could end up harming the person and you go to jail. It's stupid, but I was angry. So the good news is I have some of that in me still, because it will help for some of the other work I do. But the bad news is that, well, there's no bad news. I learned my lesson, and sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. There's a guy doing hardcore parkour up here in the corner. He's just laughing. But no, he's good. He's doing the parkour. So, it's just a lesson, and it's not worth it. Even if it was your laptop. A guy in the news the other day at a coffee shop, some guy ran out with his laptop, and he went out and chased him, and he got killed. It's not worth it. It's stuff. Back up your stuff. Get new water. So I stopped. I came back. I was laughing at myself. I really was like, what am I doing? I was already in a bit of a flare. The emotion definitely wasn't helpful. And, lesson learned without any harm. I drove around. It got me up in the morning. And I went to the Smart and Final grocery store, looked for containers, hopped on my Amazon app, found the same one but better for $7 online, and it's shipped to me tomorrow for free delivery. So $7, and let's call it 89 cents, like $2 almost for a cup of water that I had to buy from the store. That when I fill up my water per gallon, it's usually 25 cents to 30 cents. When you buy it at the store as cheap as possible, it's probably going to be like 80, 90, maybe $1. So you're always better off doing that, plus it's better water. So no big deal. Annoyance, but I could have been so much worse. I could have been violent towards someone. I could have, hopefully I wouldn't have. Hopefully I would have just, argued with them. But it's so stupid. So the point being is, no matter what I do in these videos, I'm no guru. I'm nothing even close. I'm just a regular dude learning from his mistakes in everything, from love to illness to pushing myself to how to exist in society, especially when you're on the margins. So just take it from me if you can. It's never worth it. The road rage these days, people shoot each other. So I'm glad that that was a lesson, that I didn't have anything harmful happen. And I'm going to do a reading today, but not right now, on a separate thing. But it's something I've been meaning to do for a while, and it's about anger. And I really like what it says, so I'll do that. But yeah, and here's the thing I want to say also is, for each second that I allowed my mind to drift back to the fantasizing of what I would do and what I'm doing, that's great. Write your script. Write the alternative ending and the thing that you would do, and be creative about it. But don't, each second he stole more of my day. He stole every second he took more of my day, and I kept slapping myself, get out of it. And as soon as I did, I moved on. I found solutions. And I think it bleeds into what we do with our chronic illness. When we start off the day bad, when we have something happen to us wrong. Yesterday, my glass Bodium pour over coffee thing broke. That was a tragedy, but I quickly switched to a little plastic container, used the same filter over. It's not ideal, but I still have my coffee. It's all good. I got my coffee now. But if I used to vacillate on that stuff for so long, it would tear me apart. It would ruin my day. So it didn't ruin my day today. It was just a funny anecdote. And I spent the rest of the day, one part of it, talking to my friend here that works at the Parks and Recreation. He's great. He's from Ethiopia. He's just a gem, one of the angels here. And we're talking everything from the politics in the Middle East to coronavirus, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to do a separate thing on coronavirus for sure, and what I'm planning and what I think about it. But I also took out my little tricks, I carry around the Dalai Lama picture I've had since I was in Dharamsala, India, years ago, '98. And he's always just smiling. I mean, I'm sure he has his days too. It's like anyone on Instagram or social media. They're not always smiling, or if they are, but maybe not genuine. His is pretty genuine, I'm pretty sure. I read a little bit from the Tao Te Ching, which always kind of distracts me from stuff. Took out the little cheats of the rose water spray, my lavender essential oils, and just calmed down. And today I used a combination of an indica cannabis strain and this lovely strain that I'm just falling in love with. It's called Harmony Rose. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of CBD to THC. Neither one of them very high, probably just coming in under 10% on both. Here's the little, it's from Brothers David growers, and yeah, rose, cherry, spearmint, gentle, uplifting, nurturing. I really like it, and tastes delicious, and it just really helps with the pain today. And then I did some light yoga in the park, and just cooked my lunch, made tea, and just took a nap. I'm gonna meditate here, not push my body, and then go to the public library and sit there with my laptop and upload this stuff and write. So, anger, it's a son of a gun. It's something, it really doesn't serve us most of the time. And when life or death is on the line, let's say it's that kind of thing, maybe you fight then. Otherwise, you run the other way, you just let it go. Cut your losses and move on. And use that anger if you're in an acting class or something like that. I'll tell you from my experience, for years of suppressing anger, the hardest emotion for me to embrace or to get to in acting class was anger. Sadness I found, anger. This last year, I've got a deep well to draw from. So that's the positive side, seeing the light. The negative was the shit that happened. But guess what? It's over. I survived, and there's tremendous, gifts from it, I guess you could say. So, all right. I wanted to tell that story, and hope everyone's well. And I would love if you would subscribe. I know if you have comments you could leave that helps me improve any which way. Criticize how I'm doing this. Please, just be constructive, and I'll take it to heart. And I'd love to link up with other people doing similar stuff and sort of help each other out. So thanks a lot for listening. Take care, and ciao.